Hello there, and welcome to Running Down the Hill. It's the podcast where I get to know our guest by talking about Little House on the Prairie, watching an episode together. And this episode is no different, of course. We're going to be talking about A Harvest of Friends. This is the first official episode of season 1. Some people consider it episode 2 because the pilot episode could be considered episode 1. But for whatever reason, I consider it episode 2 because this is the second time we've met the Ingalls family, but this is their arrival at Walnut Grove. And along with this, I said we're going to get to know our guest. I already know our guest pretty well, but you might have heard her on Sweet Child of Time. We discussed some Welcome to Derry, but this time we're going to be talking about A Harvest of Friends. Please welcome, if you would please, Charlotte Barnes. Ahoy there, Charlotte.
Hi there.
Hi there. Are you okay? You don't sound good.
Yeah, I'm a little sick.
Yeah, I kind of heard. You're up DC right now and you've caught some sort of bug. Is that right?
No, I think it's just a head cold, but it's the middle of the summer, so I don't know how that happened.
I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm going to see you tomorrow because you're going to be coming home, but you're going to be driving home like in a Benadryl daze probably. So please be careful, of course.
Yeah, I'll try.
But you feel good enough to podcast with me. Is that correct? That's what you told me before we started podcasting. You're on the spot now. Are you feeling up to this, Charlotte?
Yes, I'm feeling up to this. I've been talking all day, so another little while won't be a problem.
I mean, this will probably be, less time spent than you usually spend on a sale. Yeah, why don't you let people know what it is that you do?
I work for AT&T small business. So I go to businesses and business owners and get them phones, internet, landline, all of the above. So if you out there have a business, let me know. Yeah,
get in touch with her through me. Can you name a particular small business that you hooked up with 3 phone lines recently?
With 3 phone lines, Introvoid LLC.
That's right, man. Like anytime you call me or I call you, not just you, but anybody out there, like my phone now says Introvoid LLC because I have one of these cool business plans that Charlotte hooked me up with, and I'm liking it. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Ain't that cool? Because now whenever you call someone, they're going to say, what's Introvoid? And then you can brag.
It's already happened a few times. So, yeah, you're telling me what I've already done.
Oh, I didn't know that you've already done that.
So yeah, I invited you on here to talk about some Little House. I wanted to introduce you to this, you in particular, not just because you're my daughter and just because we're close, but because I know that you are, you're kind of into Amish culture. You kind of have a fascination with it, and I've seen you shopping around for it. Does this show kind of give you Amish vibes?
It does. It really does. Mostly the fact that, like, the men go to work, they work all day. The women do house chores throughout the day. They're super big on religion.
Yes.
A lot of it is just screaming Amish at me.
Yeah, the way they dress as well.
Oh, yeah, their little, like, bonnets and their dresses.
And Charles's clothes, yeah.
Yeah, the women might be in too many florals to be Amish, but...
Is that not allowed in Amish culture, florals?
I mean, it's allowed, but it's not seen much. It's like they really just wear solid colors.
Okay. And I do know there's different levels of Amish. I mean, some Amish are even, drive trucks around, and some Amish would never, ever touch a candle for whatever reason.
Right. There's hardcore Amish and then there's regular Amish.
I guess that they would be considered not hardcore, this Ingalls family. Would you agree with me there?
I would say they're very socialized Amish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say hardcore, but they're very, very socialized. They're very into the real world and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. When I think of like hardcore Amish, I think like not even like speaking to us, which we're considered the English
right.
to Amish.
Yes.
When I think of a hardcore Amish, I think that they're like avoiding the English at all costs. They do nothing but trades. I mean, they center religion around everything. A lot of it is what the Ingalls do, but I don't know. They don't seem as hardcore.
I mean, one of the glaring like comparisons to them to Amish is the way that Charles is going around doing work for people in exchange for stuff as opposed to like paying money. He's
Yeah,
doing a lot of
trading.
like bartering, bartering and trading. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just last episode, I had a guest on, Chad. He was saying pretty much exactly that, that is the type of thing he expected to see on Little House. And in that particular episode, that wasn't happening. But in this episode, as I was watching this today to get ready for us talking, I was like, I need Chad to watch this episode because this is exactly what he asked for. And this is what we get. Charles helping everybody and doing every sort of job possible.
Are you spoiling things right now? Are you saying that they're not trading in later episodes?
Well, I mean, I'm not spoiling anything, no. But yeah, speaking of spoiling, what do you know about Little House? There are things to spoil that happen later, of course, but what do you know of Little House before I got swept up in it recently?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, really? Like,
I mean, I knew it was like a little like farmhouse up on the hill, and I knew that like they dressed in that traditional attire. So other than that, absolutely nothing. I couldn't tell you even a smidge of information.
this is great. You're the third young person that I brought on because I brought on Caleb, who's 30, Chad, who's 26, yourself, almost 21. And so I'm glad to be introducing it to you guys. And Chad and Caleb both kind of loved it and they wanted to watch multiple episodes and they kind of got really swept up in it. How about you? What did you think about this show and could you see yourself watching more of it?
I thought the show was good. It's definitely something I would watch at night to like start to get tired. I mean, it's not like a boring, like put me to sleep kind of show, but like it's definitely like it's very like low stimulation. It's very like it's slow moving, but it doesn't feel slow moving. Like scenes go by quick. It's not like they're stuck up on one conversation for 20 minutes, but like it's just scene to scene to scene in a very graceful way to the point that it's like calming. So, I mean, like, yeah, like the low stimulation, I would watch more.
It doesn't hurt at all, too, that most of these shots are outdoor shots. So there's a lot more to look at than just, the characters inside of a room. So that's helpful, too.
No, yeah, it is helpful. You can like see things in the background that can play a part in the later parts of the show.
So what are you thinking of these characters? If you had like a tier list, who would be on the top of your tier list?
Okay, hold on. You're going to have to tell me everyone's names. I know Charles.
Okay.
But I don't know the mom or the daughter's names.
Okay, sure. Carolyn is the mom.
Carolyn.
The oldest girl with the blonde hair is Mary.
Okay.
The scamp in the middle with the brown braids is Laura.
Okay.
And the littlest one of all is named after her mom. She's Carrie.
Yes, I remember Carrie. Yes.
And the dog Jack. Don't forget the dog Jack.
And the dog Jack. Okay. If I'm like tiering them or rating them, of course I'm gonna put Laura at the top just because like she's narrator. Everything's kind of going through like her eyes when it comes to like them being in the house.
Thank you. Yes.
So Laura's at the top. Man, it's tied between Charles and Carolyn for me. Just because, like, I think I'm going to do Charles. He's going to be number 2. Just because, like, I don't know. It's the first episode. Like, like, these are the 2 people that I followed around this episode. Like, these are the 2 people that I know the best.
That's consistent with this entire series. It's always Laura and Charles you're following around. Yep.
Okay. So I'm not tweaking. I'm on the same page. Okay.
You are, but, some people don't like Charles. Some people don't like Laura. So, like,
okay.
I love them both, and it sounds like you do, too.
So, well, I love Laura's character. Charles, like later on, I'll figure out if I like him or not.
Sure.
I mean, like, he just seems like a regular dad. Like, he's just trying to work, trying to get his job done. I mean, he doesn't... Just based on the first episode, Like, he doesn't seem insanely, like, he doesn't seem very integrated with the family, if that's the right
Okay.
word. Like, he seems
Yeah.
kind of absent.
Yeah.
That's the
Okay. I can
word.
see that in this episode. Sure.
Yeah, in this episode, like, I mean, he's trying to work, he's trying to get his job done, but I mean, I feel like he could have like spread out the work a little bit better, just so that he could still have some family time. He missed church because he was so tired with work.
Uh-huh.
That's a big no-no.
Apparently, yeah. Geez, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But I would say Charles next. He doesn't seem very like in the moment with his kids. I mean, he did take that day off to like go have a day,
Yeah, that's right.
but then he fell and hurt himself. Like way to go, Dad.
He's too old to be climbing those trees. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, man, he could have saved himself, but we're not going to talk about that. I understand it's for the plot, but like, bro, he
Yeah.
totally could have had that. Either way, Laura, Charles, Carolyn. I'm going to put Carrie next because she's adorable and I love her little laugh at every scene that she's in.
Me too.
And then Mary, just because like she doesn't talk, like she's kind of just there.
That's exactly right. I feel the exact same, except for I would switch Carrie and Carolyn. I would be Laura, Charles, Carrie, then Carolyn, then Mary. That's my preference of the family.
I don't know. I feel like Carolyn, like, she does a lot in the household. Like, she does a lot to get everything done. I mean,
No doubt, but I mean, she doesn't make me laugh the way that Carrie makes me laugh when she tries to talk or when she gets goofy.
because she's not goofy.
I mean, Mary is great. Let's face it, the person last on my list, I still have a lot of, emotion for. So, like, I like all of them. So it's like, it's not like we're saying we hate Mary and we hate Carolyn. I just think it's way more cute when Carrie's on screen than when Carolyn's on screen.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not trying to make you change your answer. I'm just defending my own.
I understand that. Carrie is adorable. Every time she laughs, it's like I just get like a dopamine rush.
Well, let's get into it. Let's get you that dopamine rush. We're going to start talking about the episode. First thing first, she looks like a little hobbit. Laura is telling us about her little house in the hill. So they have this dugout house. There's a hill there, and somebody had dug a home into the hill and made a little house there. And they abandoned it for whatever reason. And so the Ingalls are moving into this. They're buying the surrounding land, and that's where they're living in the meantime. Did you think this was pretty wild that they were living in a hole in the hill?
Yeah. I mean,
Did you expect them to be this poor, in other words?
no, I didn't expect them to be this poor. Like I was expecting them to be like it's just the first episode. They're just getting to Walnut Grove. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
They're just getting to Walnut Grove. So like, of course they're not going to be like the talk of the town, the most like popular people in the world. But I thought more that it was going to be like they were going to be more popular quicker, and that they were like, I wasn't going to say rich, but like well off.
This
like
family
stable. That's what I was thinking.
This family never got well off. I mean, it's based on a real family, the real Ingalls.
Stop spoiling.
This is not a spoiler. I'm telling you about the real life family that lived and died back in like 1930. So it's not if it's been more than 100 years, it's not a spoiler.
For me, it is.
But yeah, I mean, they're kind of famous for being like the face of frontier life at that time, because other people had written books at that time, but like from a girl's point of view, as she's growing up from like age 7 up until she turns into a woman and gets married, like she chronicles her life in these books in this family. And I mean, her daughter eventually helped her write these books. And even her daughter like never found success within her own life. And the Ingalls never got a come up. They eventually probably were about as, well off as we were like 20 years ago, like more or less. They eventually had a house that they could call their own, and he had a job and everything was pretty stable, and they had their kids in school. So they did have, average, lives, but they never they were never like the Benjamin Franklin or like plantation or big rich people or big famous people ever.
Yeah. Well, now they are.
Now they are. Yeah. In infamy. And yeah, this new show that they've made, of course, kind of like, just like me, it's kind of like reignited my passion for the show. Have you seen any of the new series, like seriously at all?
No.
Okay. The end. We won't discuss it.
No. I didn't know that there was a new show. I thought that you were just like randomly getting back into Little House on the Prairie.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's kind of the main reason is because that new show was coming out.
Oh.
But we're here, and like Charles says, we're home. He secures the deal for this land with Mr. Hanson, and Laura watches the two guys up there having like she says it's like secret grown-up talk is what she says.
Yeah.
And like she wonders what they're talking about. Do you remember? I mean, I believe that you might be young enough to remember things like that. Do you remember anything like that going on in your life where either teachers or parents or anybody was having a conversation that you were like, I think they're having an important discussion and you're not part of it?
I can't think of anything like childhood wise, but I mean like coming from the restaurant industry, like it was definitely like that. Like in the restaurants, like managers and like employees would like go, like a manager would like call someone back to the office and everyone's like, oh, you're in trouble. Cause like, it's just a bunch of immature adults in a restaurant industry. So it was always like that. And then like, if they're in there for a long time, like everyone starts like talking and like trying to like figure out what might be happening, like start gossiping.
Oh, yeah, Laura's wondering what's going on. And what's happening is her pa's buying land, and then he starts building a house on it. They're still living in the dugout, but Pa is building the home himself. He's cutting the wood himself. He has a job at the mill, and he's working like from sunup to sundown, working late into the night, eating while he's working. And finally it's move-in day, and he and Ma gets to carry her over the threshold as if they're newlyweds, right?
Yep. Indeed.
This house has wood floors and glass windows. Do you believe it? Can you believe this crap?
I wish I had some wood floors and glass windows. Gosh.
It's cute how like Laura's like looking out the window like, we can look at the stars at night. This is awesome.
Right. Yeah, that was cute. I liked that part where like she, like the first night she was there, she kind of just like stared out the window. That was kind of adorable.
I mean, there are plenty of like ordinary things that can fascinate me. Can you think of any like just ordinary things like a window or something like that has fascinated you, that you were something simple that you were like overexcited about? I'll tell you an example. For me, it was when I got my first car, and it wasn't even a nice car at all, but it was just the fact that it was a car. And so like, it was like, wow, look at this thing. This must have cost $50. That kind of deal.
Yeah. I feel like I get like fascinated by like trucks I see on the road. I see a truck and I'm like,
Same.
Wow, they are so lucky to have that.
You are so into trucks right now. I know that's probably, have you been seeing a lot of trucks around DC?
Yes. There's so many nice trucks. I wasn't expecting to see any. I was expecting like little sedans everywhere, which like there are, but like there's a lot of trucks too. It's really nice.
Yep. And I know that you're in the market for one. We'll see what happens in the future. I still got my fingers crossed for you, Charlotte. We're going to make this happen.
Yeah, we better.
You got me on record saying it right now. So yeah, I can't go back on it.
Yeah, I'm going to quote you on that one.
Hey, this is kind of like the Ingalls here. Charles needed to get the field plowed up, but his horse couldn't handle it because he's got this big plow. So he has to trade up. He has to trade his horse in for oxen, which is what he does. So you're in kind of the same boat where you have a small practical vehicle, but you're trying to trade up for a more utility type vehicle like a truck, right?
Indeed. Wow. As long as I don't break any ribs to get them.
Yes. And we got to keep an eye on Carrie. Like, this is the thing. in this early season, they try to establish these gags that don't really hold. So quite a few times we see Carrie like run into the ladder and trying to go upstairs to like sneak into her older sister's room. And she does that like twice in this episode. So that's cute.
I saw that one. And then like Carolyn or Charles will like snatch her up real quick. It's adorable.
Well, for our translation corner this week, did you catch any of the lines that Carrie said in this episode? And can you translate them?
I don't remember her talking. I just remember her giggling.
Okay, they were at the dinner table, the breakfast table, I'm sorry, and they were eating breakfast, and Charles was on his way out the door running, and Carrie said, "I want molasses," is what she said this episode.
Oh, I remember that. I do remember that. Now, I just have to re-remember things. I watched the first half like 2 weeks ago, and then I just finally finished it the other night.
Without rewatching the first half?
Yeah, don't yell at me. I know.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm nice to all my guests. I treat my guests like you're supposed to, with like politeness, be our guest, all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to yell at you. Not now. Maybe
Later.
when you get home tomorrow, I'll yell at you.
Dang it. Pray for me, everyone.
All right, trading horse for oxen. What's up next? The Olsons. You got to meet the Olsons this episode. Mr. Olson seems friendly. Mrs. Olson seems firm. Yeah, what was your impression of this whole ordeal of Charles trying to get credit and getting denied from the Olsons? Do you remember this? Oh, no. Okay, I'll walk you through it.
You go first.
That's what I do. It's a recap podcast. So I'll help walk you through it. So Charles comes into the Olsen store and he
asks for a loan, right?
Right. And Mrs. Olsen is like, we can't give loans to people that we don't know because we have lots of people coming in here for loans. And, people have defaulted on us before and we make our money. And, if we gave you a loan, then that's like a loss of money. Charles is kind of, you can tell he's pissed off. He has a look on his face and he doesn't smile and he doesn't say like, well, thank you anyway. He goes, good day. And he storms out. So she didn't make an impression on you at all with her refusal of the loan? I
mean, okay. I'm remembering this part now. Yes. I don't know. I didn't really get an impression on her. Like, I mean, other than the fact that I kind of like agree with what she says. Like, there's no way that she can like credit check him or do any kind of like collateral with him on a loan like that, unless it's like a trade kind of collateral. Like she can't like keep any record of him. So like I would understand like she would have to know him to be able to do that, especially in like the olden days like that.
Yeah, I very much tend to agree with you. You think the way the scene plays out that like Charles and Mr. Olsen are buddies and we know Charles as this hardworking, trustworthy guy. So, we think it's going to be no problem. And so does he. Oh, yeah, I can get a loan from these people. But Mrs. Olsen is a little more business savvy and, skeptical. She becomes a main character, not a main character, but like a main side character. She's in pretty much every episode from here on out, including their children. You get to know their children. No spoilers, but they kind of steal the show. Like the Olsen family, it's the Olsens versus the Ingalls. It's very much like that's rivalry. The way it's kind of set up. Yes, rivalry. That's the word I'm looking for. And that kind of maintains throughout the whole series.
Gotcha. I mean, when we're talking about like the Olsens and like how one of them is super easygoing and one of them is firm, that's exactly how it is in the sales world too.
What do you mean by that?
A lot of the times these small businesses are run like husband and wife.
Okay.
Or it's like business owner and then like a partner who does like the financial stuff like that. Like there's one with the idea and then one with the brains.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like, especially in DC area, a lot of it is like husband and wife kind of thing. I actually just ran into a problem the other day. I mean, it's not a problem, but like Like this is like our biggest objection was like we had the husband, the like actual business owner. He was so on board. He wanted it. He kept saying he wants it. He wants to try it. And like our internet sucks. Like we really want to try a new one. And it was his wife that was saying, no, like we don't know these people. Like they could scam us. We've been scammed before. Like we've been messed with before with these internet provider stuff. She's like, no, like we're not even gonna do it.
Were they named the Olsons? I mean, it sounds exactly like what we just saw on the show.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I mean, we actually never got the sale from them. But eventually, like after talking to the lady enough, like we talked about it on the other podcast, the Sweet Child of Time podcast on the dairy episode. We talked about how like I want to do nails. And
Yes.
we were in a nail salon. So I was like speaking to the lady about like nails and like kind of just like getting some trust, like trying to like be a little bit more personable. Like the more you know about me, the more you're going to start trusting me and telling me why you're so scared. And she ended up being on board. And then the second she was on board, the husband was like, well, she brought up some really good points. Like we're scared. We don't want to do it. But I mean, it's the Olsons, and then like happy-go-lucky guy, firm wife, and then it switched to happy-go-lucky wife. Like, might as well try it. To the firm husband, like, no, we're not doing that.
Oh, well, these nails, you're still doing nails now. Is that correct?
I'm still doing nails. I plan on continuing for a hot minute too.
I don't want anybody who listens to think, oh, she abandoned that and now she's doing this other thing. No, she's doing both of them.
Nails is a side gig at the moment, but we're gonna turn it into a career soon. Fear not.
That leads me to a question definitely related to this episode, because we see both Charles and Doc Baker. They're doing things for people around the town, like providing services such as doing nails. And they're not always getting paid. Like they're getting chickens, they're getting promises. Has that happened with you and your nail career so far? Like, have you gotten paid with any objects or promises instead of money?
No, I have not.
Okay, good.
I've never been paid with an object. I mean, if I come across someone who like does like hair or lashes or also does nails, like we could do like a service for service kind of thing. That's a big thing in the like cosmetology industry. Like I do your nails, happened? You do my lashes. No, it hasn't happened yet.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people do that in the cosmetology industry.
All right. Well, yeah, 2 jobs. With both of us, we're talked about how we have 2 jobs each. Charles has multiple jobs himself. He strolls over to the barn, the feed and seed, and he's noticing the roof is kind of shabby. So he strikes a deal with the Irishman Hans Dorfler, the name of a dork. Charles puts his oxen up for collateral. So he tells this guy, like, yeah, I'll fix your barn. You provide me with the seed. And just to make sure that we're going to have a bargain, you can, if I'm not good in 3 weeks, you can take my oxen.
Yeah.
Dude is like, yeah. So that whole transaction was pretty clear to you?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions about it before we, bless you. Any, God bless you, because this is a religious podcast.
Thanks.
Yeah. Did you have any questions or comments about this deal before we move on?
No, everything seemed pretty cut to the chase, pretty straight.
You would think so until he gets home and he tries to explain to Carolyn how he's going to pull this off, how he's going to work for Hanson, work for Dorfler, plow the field, and continue, like, being a husband. She's like, I don't know if this can all work out.
Yeah.
He assures her, yeah, I can make this happen. We're going to do it. And this reminded me of, I don't know if you're going to like this or not, but this reminded me of when we started getting into roller skating lessons when you were very young, and we agreed to like X amount of time at the rink, X amount of time at practice, and we had to do like a shuffle from like, what was it, from school to like sometimes to like after school care, then to skating. Then I would pick you up and then we would maybe go to dinner and then we would come home like late at night. That was like our week for years, right?
Yeah.
I had to talk mom into that. She wasn't 100% on board. Like, and I wasn't 100% on board either, but it was like, we can make this happen. So this is an example of that's what it reminded me of.
Geez, Mom. You didn't want me to be a national level figure skater?
Which is what you became. It's just true. No, she cheered you on the whole way. But, you know, at the beginning, it just seemed like an insurmountable obstacle. But we were like, we'll do it until we can't do it, basically.
I feel like it's one of those things where like in your mind, it's like, oh yeah, like that's easy. We can work that out. But like on paper, it seems like you're taking 38 hours out of the 24-hour day to do things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, during the scene of Charles, like making that deal with the feed and seed dude, I'm not even going to try to say his name.
Dorfler.
Yeah. During that scene, like, I don't think that, I mean, kudos to anyone who did, but like, I know that I didn't, and I don't think that it'd be an average thing for people to be like, wait, but he's going to have this job, and then he has all these chores at home, and like he has a family to attend. Like, I feel like it's like no one's adding that up until it gets to the scene where Carolyn is adding it up. And then you're like, oh, wait, she actually kind of has a point on that one.
Absolutely. Yeah. We see the guy like eating breakfast on the run, which is something that you're all too familiar with yourself. Yeah, Laura's having to like run out and hand him lunch because he forgets it as he's got this giant toolbox he's carrying around. Looks like he's carrying around like a bookshelf.
No, yeah, that thing's huge.
Sweet Shot of Time is brought to you by Zencastr. Zencastr is the way we record Sweet Shot of Time. We hook up with our guests via video and we record it on audio. Recently, we've been doing video podcasts with the cast of Time Bandits. It's easy using Zencastr. You can record video or audio. You can also edit your podcast or your video via Zencastr. Join Zencastr using my promo code Sweet Child of Time and you can get 30% off Zencastr. If you're ready to start your podcast, it's time to share your story. Share it with Zencastr. That promo code once again, Sweet Child of Time at Zencastr.com.
I wanted to like veer off a little bit because my note here is about Laura handing Pa his lunch. And yeah, he is working a lot and he's not spending time with family, exactly like you said. However, up until we got to this point, there was at least 3 moments and this series is full of these moments. Spoiler alert, it's full of nice moments, Charlotte.
Dang it, stop spoiling.
We had like 3 like sincere, nice Laura moments between her and her dad. They weren't jokes. They weren't gags. They weren't lessons. And they didn't like say anything profound. They were like just nice and smiled at each other and just nice moments. And that's kind of what I appreciate.
Yeah.
Sometimes shows can get a little heavy handed, like with people over explaining like their feelings to one another or like how much they love someone or something. But
yeah, like, Dad, stay home more. We miss you.
Right.
Whereas like them, it's just like they share a smile or like a kiss on the cheek and that's it.
And it seems sincere and like you kind of feel it. At least I do anyway.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, yeah. Something else. This is another gag they try to pull throughout this series that doesn't stick is this Doc Baker and Hanson rivalry where they're like joking around and being like goofy buddies together. So I think they're just trying to make some light moments in this episode. And I don't know why they're using these guys, but they're making these corny jokes at each other. It pulled me out anytime I saw that. Was that the same with you or did you like these guys?
The Doctor and Charles?
No, the doctor and the mill owner when they would like make jokes
and his
with
little
each
like
other.
sidekick.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really like get an impression from it. Like, it didn't pull me out. It didn't reel me in or anything. It was kind of just there.
Okay.
Like I would see that and be like, oh yeah, they're just like best buds. Like nothing, no other feelings about it really.
Maybe it's just me then. That's my fault for not loving their camaraderie. Speaking of camaraderie, though, like I couldn't help but notice they have a community water bucket that anybody in town can just walk up and stick a ladle in and drink out of it.
Yes, that's so nasty. That's so gross. Because this is something that I think about a lot. Like, I don't know why I think about it a lot, but like I thought about it once and it just like keeps coming up in my mind like once or twice a month. Or like in the olden days, like hygiene just wasn't a thing. Like I just think to myself, like if I'll walk past someone and like smell their BO and like it'll remind me that I'm like that like cities used to just smell like straight BO because deodorant didn't exist yet. Like stuff like that. Like families share bathwater. Like that's so nasty. And it's usually like the working man that goes first. It's so gross.
Yeah, they talk about that in the book series because I read like all the 10 books in the past few months, and they actually don't share bath water. They like it takes forever. They use an entire day, like their entire like Saturday is like bath day, where like first Carrie gets a bath, and then when she's done, Paul scrubs out the tub, fills it up again. Laura's turn, and they just do that, and it takes all day to like fill it up and to do their thing.
Okay. Well, that's good that they all get their own bathwater. But like, I don't know. It's just like the like community drinking. Like if one person's sick, everyone's going down.
I'll let you, no spoilers. I'm not going to tell you if there's any sicknesses that spread around Walnut Grove 3 or 4 times. I won't tell you.
Well, now
that.
I already know that there's going to be a sickness 3 or 4 times. There's that spread through Walnut Grove.
I introduced you to the show. I can spoil it for you because if you wouldn't even know this show existed if I didn't tell you about it.
You know what? I'm not going to watch any more episodes just because I already know how the entire show goes.
No, we're not going out like that. Nope. I need you to watch a Nellie Olson episode before you make that decision. Only after then can you make that decision.
Right.
All right. And plus, I need you to see how nice Reverend Alden is, Pastor Alden here.
He doesn't seem nice.
I know exactly, but he is one of like the kindest, nicest characters in the show. He's like everything a small town pastor should be. And I'm not exaggerating. He's, his character and the real person that he's based off of. Just a really good guy. This episode, he is kind of a bastard up there. Like, calling like church folk sinners for missing one Sunday. That's basically what he's geared towards is Charles not being there.
No, yeah. Like there were scenes that were like other wives and kids without the husband or dad or whatever.
There were? Okay.
I'm pretty sure that I saw there's like a few other that were just like just the women in the church, and like they definitely portrayed it so that you would think like they're only talking about Charles. I could be wrong too. I could very well be wrong. Like, please don't quote me on the fact that there were others that were missing. But
I mean, the viewers know, and they're either nodding their heads or shaking their heads. So that's all we can do is go forward from here.
The worst thing they can say is no.
They'll just send us like a comment saying you're wrong, and I won't mind. Come Sinner, Come is the song he chooses for everybody to sing. It's like, come sinners, come to church. It's kind of interesting how he thinks that he can direct the sermon towards people that are not there. I think.
Yeah. I feel like it's a guilt trip. Like it's a guilt trip that like especially for the women, like women, it's your job to make sure that like your husband is like being religious and like being like being present.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
I feel like that's a thing, like in more traditional times, like the woman was the one who did like the church stuff, and like the woman was the one that was like responsible for getting everyone to church on time and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Carolyn is no different. She quotes the Bible every episode, and she lives by the Bible, and she's, very, very serious about it. So yeah, what you're saying is absolutely true. And as she's walking home, the girls are talking, and Laura is like well aware of what that sermon was all about. And Carolyn is kind of like, oh, your father's tired. He's a farmer, that's blah, blah, blah. But then she looks up the hill and sees him on his oxen. And
And she
boy, is she pissed.
storms up that hill. She's so mad.
They play military music like that like marching
Like,
drum.
boom, boom, boom.
He's in trouble. They go to bed mad. That's not great. I like what they say here because I really agree with this. Time spent being mad is such a waste, which, sometimes we can't help that we're mad at stuff. But I don't know. In this situation, like they're mad about something that a simple conversation could clear up.
Yeah. I feel like that's another thing that's like it's big on Christianity too, is like give God your worries, like if you're feeling any kind of like emotion, like you need to give that to God. All you should feel is like gratefulness, and like as long as you're faithful to God and all this kind of stuff, like you shouldn't be having that kind of problem. Like you can have that kind of problem, but you shouldn't hone in and just constantly reminisce that one problem. And like not to get motivational or anything, but like it's a definition of like taking the good things for granted. Like I know way too many people, especially nowadays, like that take the good things for granted, that like one bad thing will happen and it's like your life is ruined now.
Mm-hmm.
When it's just like one itty bitty little like stepping stone. I think of them as like obstacles in the road, like oh, you got like tires shredded, so you might have to swerve over. Or like, oh, this road is closed, better take a detour.
Sure. I guess I'll speak to Carolyn here, though, because this has been like 3 weeks of Charles making himself scarce. And he's also missing church. And then, like, she just got yelled at by Reverend Alden. And then she comes home and finds him, working instead of resting. Because that's something else I should mention, too.
Rest on the Sabbath.
Exactly. They're not supposed to be working on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
So that's another reason that she's mad. It's been, like I said, this is like a lot of build up to this. So it's not like this is the only thing that happened, but this is like the impetus that like pushed her over the edge where she's going to go to bed mad for a few nights.
Yeah. What's the saying? Like the straw on the donkey's back, or the
straw that broke the camel's back. Yes.
Camel's back, not donkey.
I mean, donkeys got to carry loads too. So like that extra straw could do the same thing.
Yeah. It's like things keep adding up, but like it hits that boiling point where it's just like, I mean, it's understandable for her. Just the fact that like things are just like not going the way that they should be. Everything's out of routine. He's more absent than usual. Now he's missing church. Now he's working on the Sabbath. Like, yeah, I can definitely see that. Like just things just hitting a breaking point. Like we're dealing with the bad stuff. Like it's manageable, but then that one last thing and it makes you just like pop off.
Well, yeah, she did. But Charles is almost at the finish line. Like the very next day he goes to work and Mr. Hansen's all happy at him because he's done paying off his debt to Hansen. So he doesn't have to work at the mill anymore. So that's 4 extra hours a day he now has gained.
Yes.
So he made $50, 50 cents. Like he'll be rich for like 3 weeks now. He's fine. Cause yeah, like you probably know that like, I think the equivalency of like, at one point, for example, Laura loses a doll and it like to replace it, it costs $1. And then we find out that like $1 in their time is like $45 in our time. So that's kind of like the difference of pay here.
Yeah. It's just like, again, we're going to go into like jobs and stuff. Like what was minimum wage when you were 16?
I think it was $2.75.
Yeah. And minimum wage when I was 16 was 12 and some cents.
Right.
So like, I don't even want to imagine what it was then versus now.
Point made. Yes.
Yeah.
But Charles comes home all happy. He's like, yay, I can, I have free time now. The girls have gone to bed early because like the vibe here is that like they're scared of dad. So they go home before he arrives. But he goes upstairs and like tells a sweet story and all but apologizes to the girls and promises a Just like you said earlier, a fun picnic day out with just the family.
Yeah. No, yeah, that part was funny where like they were like bonnets on, they were like so soundly sleeping, and he's like, "It's a bit early, ain't it?" And they both like just popped their eyes wide open. That made me giggle a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't say it like that, of course. He said it in more traditional language, but like I know y'all aren't asleep yet. Like, come on, stop kidding. Like, you ain't kidding no one.
Well, he takes the kite, takes the kite out flying, and gets it stuck in a tree, way high up in the tree. He
Yeah.
climbs way high up in the tree and falls out, breaking his ribs. So he can't work. So we get some scenes, and this is something that I was talking about last episode. So listeners are going to be like, why does Steve keep talking about this? But it's just interesting to me that like Carolyn here running the oxen is not uncommon. Pioneer wives at this time had to take care of the farm the same way that the husbands did. Later on in life, when Laura married her husband, like she ran the farm and did just as much handiwork as her husband did.
I thought that was like something like rare. I thought, I mean, like just from that scene, I'm thinking like, honestly, like, I don't know, like the time period. Like, I know that it's like early 1900s now, or like early
1870s.
18. That's what I meant. 18, mid 1800s.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was like, it showed the scene of like her doing it in like her frilly little dress, and like she has to like hike her dress up to do it. And I was just thinking like, I'm surprised she knows how to do it, because like they're not the ones who do that kind of stuff. But I guess we'd already passed the time period where like the women are just only like teachers, house chores, and church.
Oh, no. I mean, I think for the most part that the work is separated like that, kind of genderized work, but
Yeah.
there's a much more crossover than people realize. And there's much more, men in the kitchen or men cleaning the house than people realize. It wasn't this strictly man, strictly woman thing that people think about. And that became like the norm, more so like in America in like the 40s and 50s, where that was strongly pushed as the ideal. And that's where, our opinions of it come from, just based off of that.
Yeah. Boy job versus girl job.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, we still do it now. Like, I mean, we're doing less of it now, but people will think of like a doctor as a man and a nurse as a woman, when most times nowadays it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, like blue collar versus pink collar.
Yep.
If you go into nail salons, like there's a good chance that half of the workers there are men.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that even surprises me, because I've never seen a nail tech as a male. Anytime I've taken you, I've only seen women in there. So that I can even be surprised in 2026 by the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I hit up the nail salons, especially at work, because I just have something in common with them. I get to talk to them about something that I'm interested in and something that they're interested in. So like it just creates that like personability. Like we're able to like talk freely and not just talk business. But I mean, like, shoot, like there's always like 3 or 4 guys in nail salons nowadays. At least in like Richmond and the DC area. I'm not getting my nails done in like Wisconsin, but all the nail salons that I've been to in the past few years, there's a good amount of men in there as well. I'm going to say the same thing with teachers. I mean, elementary schools, you're definitely going to see more women teachers, but like once you get to middle and high school, it's mostly men. Well, maybe not mostly, but it's like very diverse, very half and half.
Well, in your experience, yes.
Yeah, mostly all of my teachers in high school were men, which back then would have been frowned upon. Like, oh, you have like a female job. Like you're supposed to be like working, you're supposed to do manual labor, like stuff like that.
Let's see. In this scene next, where Ma's doing men's work, she's plowing. The repo man shows up. The guy who like Charles put these oxen. These are Charles's oxen, but he agreed that like if he wasn't done in 3 weeks, that the guy could take them.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. 70s mustache man comes and takes those oxen from Carolyn despite her protesting. And she goes and tells Charles. And it looks like Charles is going to have like a showdown or something, the way he walks into town, like he's going to
Yeah.
have a gunfight with somebody.
He gets up very furiously from that bed and he's like, who do I have to beat up?
He thinks with his fists sometimes. And in this situation, he's doing exactly that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that he was gonna go like fight someone or like go like cuss someone out.
Well, I mean, Charles is almost justified here because, like we find out, the day's not even up yet, and the guy is
Yeah.
taking the oxen like the same day that like Charles is supposed to be. It's like if you missed one car payment by one day, and then the tow truck shows up and takes your car away. That's the exact equivalent of what just happened here.
Yeah. No, it's more like the repo man. They suspect that you're gonna miss your car payment because
Right.
like your credit's like kind of going down. So they're like, no, he's not gonna pay it. Like, let me go ahead and like just go ahead and take it. I have some free time right now. Let me go ahead and take it.
The day that it's due while I'm driving past. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't like this. It's not fair at all. And, you know, Dorfler is kind of sticking by his word, being a real dork head. Charles is like, the day's not up. I'm going to do this. And he thinks that he can rally himself up despite broken ribs.
Bro, it took him like, oh my gosh. If it was in real time, that like just doing one seed bag probably took like 8 to 10 minutes. I was kind of like, I was watching it. I was like, all right, like I get it. Like, come on. Like that took 2 minutes for him to get one. And like, I know that they want us to see the struggle and they want us to like feel bad for him and be like, oh, he shouldn't be having to do this right now. Like he's got broken ribs. Like, oh no, that hurts just to watch. Like that's what they want us to be like. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was seeing that and I was like, all right, just tell us he's struggling. Like, all right, come on.
But I mean, they show the fall too. This is the second time we see him fall this episode.
Oh yeah. He like collapsed.
It's a rough tumble, and let's see, Laura and Mary rush to his aid. And then, yeah, Laura and Mary are like, yeah, we can do this. And between the two of them, they stack one bag up on the lower side. But then, lo and behold, the harvest of friends that Charles has been planting all along
And growing and sowing.
He gets to reap it now while everybody in town comes to help. And Dorfler is like mumbling on the side, like, I wasn't going to do it, even though he already did do it.
Yeah, he's
trying to justify himself.
This isn't what I meant. Like, this isn't, you guys don't have to do this. Like I was gonna do it. Like I was gonna help him while just standing there and watching.
Yep. Oh yeah, this is what I was going to mention this too. Like, as Charles got injured and so he had to stay in bed, despite the fact that he had all this stuff to do. I know this has happened to you before, where you've been looking forward and working towards like a skate competition, and then you get injured before the competition occurs. Hasn't that happened at least once?
I don't think it was before any like major competition. Like I broke my wrist while I was learning my choreography. That sucked.
Of course.
Because I was like, bro, we were like 20 seconds into the music, and I go and like break my wrist. Like I haven't even like gotten like half my routine done yet. There's no footwork. There's no jumps yet. Like I just fall. And then like the rest of the time that we're learning this routine, I'm like scared out of my mind that I'm going to fall again. I'm like skipping that one step, even though it's an easy step. Right. That's what makes it like such, bro, I'm telling you right now, I don't get hurt on like, I wish I got hurt doing cool stuff. Like I wish I fell and broke my wrist on like an actual jumper spin rather than just like a turn. Like I turned on one foot and I'm down. Like that's so embarrassing. Same thing when I like hurt my ankle. Mm-hmm. Like when I was in middle school, like I literally just did like a turn and I like just snapped my ankle.
Yeah. I mean, you're like in those boots and with wheels on your feet. So it seems like a no-brainer eventually, like something's going to happen. Something's got to break at some point.
Yeah. The only thing that I can think of that were like plans had to get like messed up or plans changed. Okay, so when I was in middle school and I mean, the ankle wasn't a break. It was just like a really bad sprain, but I still had to have it like casted up and like crutches, or like I still had to have a boot on and crutches.
Right.
I was supposed to, speaking of religion, because this is such a religious podcast, we were supposed to, yeah. Little House on the Prairie, it's religious. You said it yourself earlier. I was supposed to go on a mission trip with Atlee.
Right. Okay.
Do you remember that?
Now I do. Yes.
Yeah, and I couldn't go because I was in crutches. So
see, I was thinking you missed skating events more than anything else, and I think might be what I'm thinking of is the event that you had to miss out on.
Yeah, I had to miss that, and then I think I was in like I was in 6th grade because I wanted to go to Peyton's birthday party, but I had like just like really messed up my shoulder doing like that back bend thing. And like I had to wear a sling, and like they were like, it was at a pool and I couldn't go swimming. I just had to like sit on the sidelines. I remember being really upset about that. Like everything just had to change, and I had to like just deal with it.
Just like Charles Ingalls before you, 100 years prior. He's doing the same thing. He knew that he was pouring one out for you.
He was, I mean, what can I say? That's my role model right there. We just lived the same life.
Maybe. And with him, he had his harvest of friends helping him out. And then I'm just going to wrap up the episode here for Little House. The church agrees to do like a harvesting contest on Charles's land, like who can plow the best. Do you not hear me?
Dad, you're glitching out on me. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? No, I'm still right here. Hello?
I don't know what to
do. I can hear her. She can't hear me. So we're going to wrap up the show, Charlotte. Do you want to say any parting words? Because I'm still recording you.
Okay. Dad's frozen. I can't hear him, but he can hear me, and he's still recording me.
Yep.
So I'm going to talk. If we're wrapping it up, I don't really know any parting words. I think it was a good episode, all in all. Mom, Steve's wife says that it's a boring one. I didn't think it was like boring, but apparently the other episodes are jam-packed with action. So I don't really know what to say to that one. I guess I'll have to keep watching and find out. I will keep watching as long as he doesn't spoil anything else.
I won't.
Yeah. Okay, he's saying he will not spoil anything else. Don't worry, everyone.
Well, yeah, it's storming here in Richmond.
Okay, goodbye.
It's storming here in Richmond. It's a pretty bad thunderstorm right now. So I think that's what happened here. But, we're still being recorded. So we had a little fun there at the end. I'm not able to say goodbye to Charlotte, but I will wrap up by saying, please make sure you're subscribed to both Sweet Child of Time and this podcast, Running Down the Hill. We're going to continue talking about Little House. And next up after Charlotte, we'll be talking to Aradia. We'll be talking about Mr. Edward's Homecoming, episode 5. So until then, goodbye from Charlotte, goodbye from me, and from everybody on the prairie. I hope you always find water and shade and shoes. Bye.
He combed his hair with a wagon wheel and died with a toothache in his heel. Get out the way.